Hello guys, welcome to a new video on double check. In this video I will present you another game of mine, uh, which I played the same 2 months ago. It's the second round actually. I had black pieces and my opponent started with knight on f3. I played g6, c4, he went for English opening, bishop g7, d4, knight f6, knight c3, castled, e4. And d6. Now we see that it was transposed in the King's Indian defense, which is actually one of my favorite openings against d4. So I was happy to arrive here. h3 and e5, which is a standard move in King's Indian. And my opponent played d5, and here I went for the Petrosian system with a5. This is the Petrosian system, a5 followed by knight a6 and then probably putting the knight on c5, which is a good square. So my opponent replied with bishop e2, knight e6, knight a6 and here bishop e3. h6, I really did want to go with my king there at some moment. I was thinking he will double here and try to exchange my bishop, so for that I played this move. I don't know if it was the best move, but it was not a bad move. Apparently I saw this move played by some GMs as well. So here castle, knight d7 in order to prepare the f5 move and as well to put more protection on the c5 square. So here we have knight on d2 and I went for f5. And my opponent took here. I was not expecting him to take. The standard opening in King's Indian is to play f3 and then after pushing bishop f2, which will protect this diagonal. But here my opponent took. I take with the pawn. And here he played a strange move. He came back with the knight. Knight f3. That was strange. So he let me to gain more space, so I played f4. And he played bishop d2, I played knight d c5, and here he played another bad move, queen on c2. This allows me to develop my last piece with a very strong position, so I played bishop f5, which attacks the queen, and he cannot protect this by putting something intermediate, like for example the bishop cannot go here and neither knight because of this knight which controls both these squares. So here he has to retreat and he went queen on c1. And now I have another strong move, attacking move, which is e4. I attack the knight, and because the pawn is defended, I have no problem. So, and I don't care about this pawn, which is at the moment hanging, because I attack the knight and I will give a pawn for a knight easily. And here my opponent played knight on h2, and I saw an opportunity here to destroy his king side, and I played f3. So I attack the bishop and the pawn on g2, and after, for example, he take, I can take the pawn on h3 which will attack the rook. For example, if he takes, I can take here. He will have to run away, and here already there are a lot of troubles for him. So my opponent here decided to give up a piece. Strangely, but he captured a pawn on h6 with the bishop. Of course, I took the bishop on e2, attacking the rook. So in case of he capture here, I will capture the rook first with check. So for that he captured the pawn with knight. And here I don't want him to allow him to take directly here, or if I take he will come with the queen there. I don't want this, so I played queen f6. I'm attacking his bishop, and as well I put pressure on the b2 pawn and I protect my bishop. So here he took with the bishop. I recaptured with the queen. So I have this threat now here to capture the pawn, because now the pawn is hanging. So my opponent played knight on g3 to protect this thread. And I was thinking, I don't know if it was the best move what I did here. I wanted to retreat first the bishop, but then I thought I have to put my knight on better square, so I let the bishop there. I played knight b4. Was a good move as well, but I don't know if I should give up the bishop that early. So he captured the bishop, I recaptured with the rook on f5, and he played b3 in order to not be attacked by the queen, so maybe he wants to go away with the queen from there. And from here I have two options to go with this knight on d3 or with this knight. After long thinking, I was thinking this knight is better because this the other knight protects the e-pawn, and it's good to keep pieces protected. So I went with this knight, with the knight from b to d3, attacking his queen, and he played queen d2. So here I have a nice thread, as you already saw. I captured the pawn on f2. Why? Because I have a strong position here with the queen, which attacks the rook. So for example, now if my opponent recaptures with the rook, I have this check, and he's obliged to play something like this, or rook back, and I'm just an exchange up and a pawn. So here he decided to play queen e3. I just doubled the rooks, and my opponent played the other rook on e1. I put more pressure on yeah, but here when he defended, when he came with the queen e3, he actually defended also this, because I have a thread here to capture, because his pawn is pinned, and he can capture now. So that was his plan. So now doesn't work, and he played the other rook on e1, and I attack with the knight on c to d3, attack the rook, and here he played rook e2. So this is the critical moment of the game. If you wish, pause the video and try to find the best move for black. Okay, if you pause and you find, congratulations. I found the move, which was knight takes h3. Apparently I'm losing the knight, and my opponent took the knight. But here is the continuation. Rook takes f1, check. I'm giving up the exchange. I mean, I exchanged the rook now first, and then he took with the knight, and again I take the knight with the rook, check. So here he has two options. He can capture, or he can come on with the king on h2, letting my rook and the knight, so I'm a piece up. Okay, so in the game my opponent took the rook, which was a big mistake. I mean, it's a decisive mistake. So he took the rook, and after my next move he resigned, which is queen a1, check. And here is the problem, because my knight covers these squares. So the only move he has is rook e1, and next move will be checkmate. So after this move he resigned, but he could continue like what I saw there over the board. If he plays like king h2, then I have this fork, and of course he can check me a bit here and come back, but after let's show you queen f5, and after my king on h3 he doesn't have any more checks to play, and I'm just totally winning here. After I will win the rook after, or at least I have a very, very nice position here. So this was the game. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and share the video if you like it. Thank you very much. See you soon.